I've ever seen coming out from this guy.
But here we go, we are finally live. And it is going to be Team Infused kicking things off on the pistol round. 4 players making their way towards the B tunnels. Red Snake, the only man with no armor, I believe he's going to be the Lone Ranger heading towards mid. He's at the top of mid at the moment, so he's probably going to try and pop flash a few players over the double doors to try and allow his teammates to get the mid to B control. Nade going down from Mighty Max towards lower tunnels, but Infused just about dodge it, and it does seem like B is going to be the final destination.
Yeah, they want to try and walk towards it, actually opting to get very close to smoke, charging through now. Imi is there to try and defend it, firing off, is able to connect one. The USP shot onto Aaron, that will be good, but they have to try and keep this up so their teammates can get over towards the site.
That's going to go aggressive straight through the doors, but Imi's going to catch him out with a headshot, and suddenly this Infused attack that's been mounted starts to crumble. Bomb has been dropped, and now it's Windansky in a 2 versus 1 situation. I think he may have spotted a glimpse of Joe. 100% has definitely spotted him now. He has 50 seconds, so plenty of time to play with. But the question is, can he defeat this task? It's going to be incredibly difficult, but no task is too difficult for Windansky.
Tapping away, trying to get those shots across the crossfire setup here from Choke Gaming. And Mighty Max will be able to pick him off. They will get that first round in the bag, and that's big stuff from them. That's what they needed to do. They knew that B site could potentially be a huge leak if Infused could get in there early. They've gone to try and capitalize on it, but things have changed now. Choke are aware of it, and they closely slip through in the skin of their teeth and take that first round.
Yeah, and Infused, they made their way into the B bomb site, but I just feel like the downfall began as soon as they sort of prioritized trying to push out the B bomb site. Zed got fragged by Imi, who was just underneath the window, and as soon as your men start to fall and you've not even got the bomb down yet, I mean, questions have to be asked. Why was the bomb lost on B ramp? You had control of the bomb site. But here we go. It is going to be B again, Jackie, and they're going to run into Joe with this UMP, who gets a headshot. Zed trades it back, but Ezio looks to join in on the action.
Yeah, him is coming fast with those doors to try and chime in as well. Ezio will finally get picked off. Crucial trying to do some damage with Red Snake, quickly getting over there as well, coming towards the tunnels, but all of those 3 CTs are now very close to the B site, just waiting for that bomb to potentially go down so they can retake. They're not going to overface. This is a nice counter-strike from those guys.
To lead the charge on this retake with that UMP, gets 1. Can he make it 2? Powell will finish things off. And Choke Gaming only losing 2 men that round, not too shabby, and they will make it 2-0. And now Team Infused, they didn't plant on the pistol. Sure, they planted that round, but I'd be very surprised if they opted to force things up here. For me, they should just buy up P250s, maybe the odd Tech 9 here and there, and save a bit of cash going into the all-important 4th round for their first gun round once they can pull the AKs out.
Yeah, especially going for the Tech 9s in that previous round. They wouldn't have a lot of cash to splash, and that's why they have gone for this. You know, just a light round, get this over with, see what they can do, potentially go for a bit of information play here. This time around, everyone's stacking outside long. They've attempted to condition Choke to believe they are going to finally go for another B, but they will be working their way up long. And this is where Powell has to come in strong here with that scout from the A side.
Powell manages to get a kill, but Aaron's actually going to trade him with that P250, and the rest of the Infused men start to push their way up towards long. Max dropping that flash that will slowly slow down the Infused players, and that in fact gave him time to rotate in, and now Infused, they find themselves completely surrounded by Choke Gaming men.
Everyone just grouping up here. Aaron still watching the flank. Red Snake will get dropped, and Crucial. It's all on Aaron. He will finally get a headshot over onto Mighty Max, but he's left with only 27 hit points. All he can do really just holding out, potentially trying to find another frag here.
Yeah, he's gotten 2 already, which really isn't too bad of a return considering the state of the round for them. Can't help but feel like that pop flash going down towards A ramp, which landed right in front of the Team Infused players trying to push up long, honestly did them a world of good, because if Mighty Max hadn't utilized that flash, Team Infused, by the time that flash went down, would have probably had more than enough time to push up towards A ramp and maybe brute force that bomb plant down and get that extra bit of cash had they have lost the round from that point onwards. But this is it. It's men versus men now. The big guns are out for Infused. Can they finally rack up their first T round on the board? Let's wait and see.
Infused just playing fairly slow right now, just holding their angles, seeing if Choke will get a little bit overly aggressive in this round, but Choke won't be falling into that trap just yet, just flashing out, holding back Infused and buying themselves a bit of time here.
Like the fact they've got Zed in lower tunnel, just keeping an eye on the upper tunnel, just in case any of the Choke players push through to gather that information with regards to the Infused whereabouts. But it does seem like Windansky's going to be the Lone Ranger heading towards A. Meanwhile, it's going to be 3 Infused men looking to mount a push towards short. Mighty Max goes for the aggression, deals the damage, and leaves Aaron on 3 HP. So unlucky not to get that second kill, and now Infused Jack need to fall back, try and regroup, and remount an attack somewhere.
Yeah, that was very crisp there from Mighty Max. Being able to get the one player and not getting picked off and doing so much damage over onto Aaron as well. This is just what he needed to do in that short defense. He's done a spectacular job here for Team Choke Gaming.
Ezio will put that Molotov down towards shore, but Red Snake somehow finds an AWP kill. Not quite sure where that was. And now Choke Gaming, the question is, are they going to send a man towards mid? Are they going to start rotating towards A? They've opted to leave 2 men on A, 2 men on B, with one of the A players towards CT spawn. They're going to run into Ezio. He only gets 1 kill as Zed leads the charge as Infused look to brute force a bomb plant somewhere, and the breach has finally occurred. Aaron, with only 3 HP, should be able to get the bomb down. And maybe if they can plant for longer, Windansky can sit in pit. Who knows what might happen? Yeah,
that's the thing as well. The Choke Gaming players having to rotate quick here. They have been able to regain Powers AWP on Imi. Potentially, if you could find a frag over onto Aaron, this round couldn't be too bad, but it's going to be a very close one. Infused are in very nice off-the-plant positions. They're holding those angles, so they will not get picked off by any cheeky stuff coming out from Choke Gaming.
Well anticipated there from the Choke players, but Windansky, this is the position I was talking about, but he's got to be careful because he does have that AWP, and he will chop off the face of his opponent, and Choke Gaming will win the first gun round, 4-0 to Choke.
Yeah, big stuff coming out from Imi there, picking up the AWP that Power dropped, being able to rail Windansky in the face to clutch the round the last few seconds. Beautiful stuff coming out from there, and they really have shown that form.
Can't help but think as well, maybe if Windansky had received the intel that, I think, yeah, it was Imi, had that AWP, maybe he wouldn't have gone for that second peak, would have just played the clock down. So unlucky.
It really is. Once again, nothing overly aggressive just yet, but Choke Gaming, they're spicing things up a little bit, going for this 2-short play with Mighty Max and SEO. Max does this a lot. He really does like to have that backup where he does go for a bit of a mid-phase, potentially. A lot of the time, recently, they've been taking that step back there where they just play close, 2 on short, and just wait for the push, especially against teams like Choke Confused. They never really go for this overface on the Choke Gaming side.
It's fun as well, you know, to play with 2 players in that sort of area. Not only does it give you an advantage because SEO, for example, can face and then fall back, and then the T's can run into Mighty Max on the ledge, but as well, it allows you to get the trade frag. But this is what I was talking about. Mighty Max has now fallen back. If he was there, he could have maybe traded things onto Crucial to make it a 4 versus 4. And now the CT defense, Jack, has to be split. Only 1 man over towards B, 2 on A, and Imi now, he's trying to go aggressive towards double doors to gather some information. And remember early on when I said Team Infused on this map love to get short control, that mid control, and work from there? That's exactly what we've seen so far. The question is, can they find now the right key to unlock this Choke defense? The B bomb site is completely empty. So if Team Infused actually decide to fall back straight through lower tunnels and to go to B, they could have maybe infiltrated it. But now Choke Gaming, they've realized that, and they've got to spread it out again. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, they're finally charging out. Pout, he's got the angle from Carr, trying to clip those AWP shots, but he's slightly missing. This is so unfortunate. He needs to chime in with a big frag here to try and give Choke Gaming that extra little bit of time. He does have Mighty Max supporting him towards long, and Joe firing away, trying to tap those M4 bullets down to get the frag onto Aaron, but he's slightly missing. Finally capitalizes though, and Zed is the last man standing towards short. Joe does get picked off. He's not in a prime position. 2 members left on that Choke Gaming side. Potentially, if Zed can get another frag, this could really still be his round.
Dealt with damage onto Mighty Max, but out of nowhere, Max gets a headshot, and surely more than enough time to defuse for Choke. 5-0 now, and Team Infused. Well, let's just say they're making my prediction look like a load of rubbish so far. And I covered it early on. When I saw Team Infused play against Penta early on in the week, it was their CT side that was incredibly poor. So if we're going to see sort of logically a repeat of the Penta match here, it's not really looking positive that Team Infused are yet to rack up, you know, that first terrorist round. But the round loss bonus does start to kick in, so they still can afford to buy these AK-47s up. But it's all good having the AKs, but it's all about utilizing them, using them and winning rounds, which isn't what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's really not. It's a shame as well because they were able to find that pick onto short there, but they slowed things down. It took them so much time to understand exactly what Infused wanted to do, get themselves into really nice positions to just pick them off. I mean, just think if Power would have been able to land those AWP shots as well, that round would have been so much easier for Choke. It's just slight things that have really been affecting this style of play.
100%. If he'd gone maybe 1 or 2 kills with that AWP just from the car area where we see Alu play quite a lot, then Team Infused, when they needed to push and hold that A-bomb site, probably wouldn't have even been able to get the bomb down because there was a player on A ramp too. But here we go. Crucial. Looked like he was preparing for that smoke down towards CT spawn just off the skybox. But that Molotov is going to force him back a little bit. I think we might see Windansky try to play around with Max towards long. No, he's actually going to fall back and join in on some of the action with Infused. I think he might go down towards lowers, look to lurk around. The rest of his teammates, they're going to try and push the A-bomb site off short again.
Oh, nice. SEO gets one around there. Powell trying to connect those AWP shots, but still can't quite do it. Come on, Powell. Really trying through. Unfortunately not. Will get railed in the head. Red Snake dropping him down. The bomb will get planted. And Choke, they have to try and rotate over now. They don't have a lot of time with only one player getting picked off on that T side, so they haven't been given enough of a buffer to really get into nice positions. Meanwhile, on that Infused side, they've got themselves into good after glance here. Rotating around, Windansky running charge for CT. He should be able to get the pick onto Joe.
What I was talking about from Windansky, but he may very well not be required. Imi's going to get a double, and Joe's going to get one of his own as well. And they know that Zed is the last Infused fighter, fighting on short, and he will clutch it 2 versus 1. So fortunate there for Infused, but one thing, Jack, that made Zed's life so much easier was the short plant.
Yeah, really did save his life there. That's the thing, one of those really things that we've seen coming into the meta a lot more now, where it's really such a nice plant where you can just fall back, hold that juicy angle, and potentially Joe went for the flashbang, he's jumped on the bomb, Imi's gone for the peek, but he just couldn't quite do it, got sprayed down by Zed there. It's a real shame, but finally Infused getting that first round on the board. Potentially we can see them start to get that momentum going. They are one of those teams that needs that bit of an uproar that can really rejuvenate their players and give them that bit of passion to really follow through.
So 3 for Masses, for Choke. Max really so tight, he's only got a 5-7, but it's not going to matter because in a blink of an eye, Team Infused all get mowed down at the top of mid. And now Zed and Windansky, you're probably looking at each other and saying, guys, what the hell just happened? Choke game had just happened.
Yeah, Choke going so aggressive there. And this is what I was saying. Usually they don't go for this style of play against Infused, but they've whipped it out this time. And it's been able to work flawlessly. Those Famases coming in huge. Only 2 players left on the Infused side. SEO will get dropped by Zed here, just lurking around mid. Trying to find a few more frags if potential, but nothing quite yet. Windansky working towards that A site with the bomb. Powell realizes what's going on though. The crossfire as well with Mighty Max firing away. He will get dropped down, but Powell will finally come in with the M4 frag.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the Infused lads would have been a little bit better off trying to stick together as a unit. Now Zed has been left to fight on yet again. See whether he can do it. He knows that Powell is on A ramp and he will decimate the first of the last few remaining Choke players with a man from Manchester in Joe, or the UK Freiburg as he didn't want me to call him. Gets that final kill. So 6-1 in favour of Choke.
Yeah, good stuff from Choke there. And I mean, that as well, that's reset the economy on that Infused side. So forced into sort of a bit of the eco here. They've gone for the P250s. Potentially, this is where we're going to see Infused spice things up a little bit. Stop going for those very slow default plays, holding for the angles for Choke to go for the pushes, and now returning to what we saw in the early pistol rounds. Yeah, that aggressive sort of shock and awe style playing. They're working towards a B site. Really Infused, they only ever do this when they're going for the rush. They don't have many defaults that is based around them getting sort of B control or anything like that.
There we go. Joe knows that it could very well be Infused soldiers marching towards this B bomb site. He gets a kill and Imi's going to push in from the B ramp area to join in on the action. And Joe with the 4K. Absolutely butchering the Infused players. And for me, that B take just wasn't convincing whatsoever, really, from Team Infused. I mean, you said that they don't have many approaches towards that bomb site, and I think a Silver 2 could have figured that one out.
This is the thing, they really, you know, when they go for a B, it literally is just a straight up walk into B. If there's a smoke, we'll go for it, we'll just take it. And this was actually working, I believe, at the Epic LAN, one of the matches they played at Epic LAN against Choke, the best of 3 they played there on Dust 2. They were able to find the leak time and time again, but with Joe coming in, this is the switch up. This is them being able to, you know, finally get that defense on lockdown. And when Infused are thinking, guys, it's fine, we'll just swan onto B, we'll get control. They're getting they're getting no answer to the door. They're not going to.
For me, it would have been better off maybe sending a few players down through the mid to B area, smoking off CT spawn, and now Team Infused on this round. They have Zed with armor, but with only P250, they'd be lucky to get a kill. And so far, no casualties whatsoever for Choke Gaming. Zed again, last man standing for Infused. And the best he can hope for with this Rec 9 is maybe to get 1 kill, and he can't even do that.
Yeah, unfortunately not for Zed. They will get picked off by Mighty Max. And Choke, they're looking strong. The cash is going to be flown once again on Infused, though. And the AWP is going to be donned by Crucial. Potentially, this is where we can see, you know, another bit of a flip side, a little bit of a change up. Crucial really is one of those point men that can get the opener for Infused and allow them to take that step back, play for the picks, and that's where they get into their game. He's got the mid pick, but he isn't able to connect it just yet. It's a bit of a shame for him, but potentially he can still do some damage. Usually what they do is send him over to long. If he can't find the pick there, they'll rotate back and work on mid control / short.
It would be interesting if they did decide to send him over to long, because Powell was also there with the AWP, so we could have potentially seen a sniper battle. And talking about long, finally Infused are looking to take control of long. Powell ready and waiting with that AWP, but I don't think Infused realise that Mighty Max is in pit, but somehow Windansky goes for the 90-degree spin and sprays down Powell. And now, in the blink of an eye, it's Choke who are a man to the worst.
Yeah, Imi very low as well, only 13 HP on him. Still, with the Famas in hand, playing from CT, potentially could find himself a frag here. That will force him out of position, though. They're going to have to fall back. A slight crack in it, and he will risk it for a biscuit, potentially holding, seeing if he will find someone crossing here. Red Snake so low that potentially he could pick the frag onto him.
Yeah, you can't help but feel that now the best bet for Choke. Stick together as a unit, hope that you can spot out where these teams are heading. Get one frag, even it up at a 2 versus 2, and that is such an important frag as well because the bomb has been lost, but Aaron explodes, gets 2 kills somehow, and wins the round for Team Infused.
Beautiful stuff there. That's what they needed, and it was so close. It's another one of those rounds that really could have gone either way. SCO getting the frag, he risked it, and it's paid off. And if Imi would have shined through, that would have been huge. But Aaron, he's kicked it into overdrive. And this is just what we were saying. Aaron is one of those players that when he does go off, he goes off. And hopefully now we're going to see him really kick it up a gear.
Zed and Aaron both looking to take that tunnel's control as Team Infused look to keep this momentum going. They need a lot more than 2 rounds on this terrorist side. Let's see whether they can find the right key to unlock this CT defense. Crucial, Aaron now looking to toy things around at mid, but we can immediately see the second Choke lose around. They tried to change things up. That shock and awe play style you like talking about. Max is going to blow up Crucial, and Team Infused so early on in round number 11, again on the back foot.
Yeah, they're a man down already, as you were saying. And this is the thing, though. Choke right now, they just need to back off. They've gone for the aggressive style of play. It's worked. They've got that first pick onto Crucial. That's a big kill that they needed to get in this round. Now they don't really have to go for the faces. Just allow themselves to chill out. If they're going to go for a site take, retake it as a 5. And Pow taking down Windansky as well. We didn't check his angles. That's so unfortunate for him there getting picked off. And Red Snake getting very aggressive towards the A side.
Yeah, Infused all their eggs in one basket. The chicken looking to stop him is going to be ESGO with 2 M4A4 kills, and again, Zed in a 1 versus 5, 28 seconds on the clock. He too will die.
Yeah, I mean,
9-2.
This is the thing with Zed, of course, as well. He is that sort of lurk role. Prime back shooter will always be going for those, you know, shooting your back style kills, and it's just unfortunate for him that really he hasn't been able to find much because Choke, they're not rotating anywhere that's going to be, you know, really too out of their comfort zone. They will always fall back in where they know they've got control, which is good for them as well. The comms from Choke have actually been cleaning up a lot more with this lineup compared to what we used to see. We used to see really odd plays coming out from them where it just seemed like there was miscommunication in the team.
Looking to decimate ESGO, but he's going to be the one to decimate them up against unarmored opponents. Easy work for a player of his caliber and the M4A4. But, you know, one recurring theme that I've sort of seen from Team Infused is 9 times out of 10, they get that short control, Choke hand it to them, and almost every time there's that one man playing from a ramp who's the massive nuisance and gets 2 or 3 kills onto the Team Infused players as they try to mount the attack. For me, try and take long control first. Push all your men, or 3 or 4 of your men towards long, clear that pit area, get a man in pit, and then send a few players back round onto short and control that area, and then mount the attack into the A-bomb site. Surround the defenders. We're talking about the A-bomb site. It looks like Infused are heading towards B. Aaron finds the opener, and now Joe is surrounded.
Joe. Side getting pushed from all angles. He knows Crucial potentially being in the smoke. Firing through, does get a tag, but Windansky has been able to flank from behind him. Aaron gets the bomb down, and it is a 3-on-5. The Choke gaming boys looking like they want to go for this, but they're not aware of where Red Snake is, and he's gone absolutely big. They're getting 2 massive frags from behind. Max picks him off, but it's really going to be such a hard task for him to do anything, and gets railed in the head by Aaron.
He does, but I guess you can argue Choke already being on 10 rounds. They've got a lot of room for error.
Yeah, this is the thing. They've got a big buffer here, and especially with a team like Infused, as you were saying, they usually excel on that on the T side. So it's odd to see them really sort of lagging behind here and not doing what we're used to them seeing. Especially on a map like Dust 2, this is where they usually really whip out the big guns.
Talking about big guns, it's going to be Powell yet again with the AWP. This time round, up in mid. Imi somehow made his way in towards the lower tunnels, but could not capitalize as Aaron finds yet another headshot. He's really switched himself on these past few rounds, but unfortunately, not to too much significant avail for Team Infused. Bomb has been dropped in lower tunnels to keep it nice and safe, but judging by the movement of Team Infused, it does seem like the B bomb site is going to be the target, but again, they can't afford to put all their eggs in one basket and send so many players straight out of upper tunnels for me. Powell's in a great position. He's finally changed it round out now, but Joe's actually hiding in the corner. He's going to pull the trigger and he's going to spray down two, and that did not go according to plan whatsoever for Team Infused. Red Snake, the Lone Ranger, pushing through the B ramp area, but he's completely surrounded now.
Yeah, Red Snake. He's got to try and do some damage here. He's aware of Joe's position, firing down, gets the headshot onto Joe, but he's getting pushed from all angles and will get picked off through the box. But the positional play from Joe in that round was so crucial. They've charged through the smoke, unaware of where he was. He waited, bided his time. He's let one come out. He's let two come out. As soon as all three players had pushed through tons, that's when he started to lay down the law. And that was really, really good patience for him. Not overcompensating, not going for anything that potentially could have cost Choke the round there.
Yeah, solid trigger discipline from him. Talking about trigger discipline, Imi's got no discipline whatsoever at the moment, pushing straight up mid and getting a double. What a play from Imi. And Team Infused, they've been rattled to say the least.
Yeah, huge move there. And this is the thing. Choke said, this is where we're going to go wacky. This is going to win a whip out the crazy plays. And they've proved that. Imi just going absolutely wild in this round. He's on the 3K. Windansky will get one onto SEO. He's trying to work out if he can scurry around here. He's got to hold short, but the bomb is completely in Choke Gaming control here.
It is. And Windansky now needs to try and save the day and win the round. We've got Joe in lowers, Imi at the top right and mid in relation to Windansky's positioning, and Mighty Max just all eyes on long just in case Windansky opts to take that junction. With 50 seconds on the clock, I mean, Windansky can wait things out and try and hope that the CTs are going to make an error here, but it's going to be very, very tough to win and get anything out of this round, simply because of the positioning of the CTs. It's the last round of the half, he has to pretty much go for it. There's no point in trying to save any weapons, but very, very difficult.
Yeah, far out position for him, tapping away. Joe, eagerly getting ready for the first nade will dink him. Oh. See, the own nade taking down Windansky there. He's got the headshot onto Joe and then been blown up himself.
Yeah, I think his nade actually hit the body of his opponent, so it ended up dropping right from him. But honestly, for me, one of the main issues for Team Infused, even that attack towards the B-bomb site that they tried when they sent 4 players through uppers. Normally you send most of your men through B ramp and leave sort of the bomber or the lurker around in tunnels to push in after your guys have made noise hitting mid to B. If they'd had maybe 3 players hitting the mid to B early on, then Joe could have been forced out of his position because he'd have been focusing on the guys coming from B ramp. But anyways, let's forget about that terrible first half from Infused and hope that they can change things around here going into the second half. They are now on the counter-terrorist side. 2 players in B, Windansky and CT, Crucial and Aaron holding the A-bomb site. And talking about Crucial, it does look like he's going to have a bit of work on his hands.
Yeah, Crucial's very crisp with the AWP, but he's also a machine with the pistols. So let's see if he'll be able to land those juicy one-taps onto the Choke Gaming side, charging out towards the site. Unfortunately not, Imi and Powell, the double team coming out to pick him off. Windansky does get one to Mighty Max though, evening things up at 4-4.
I like this double setup from Choke Gaming. Not sure. I know Aaron's going to be at long, but with his silenced USPS, really barely anything he can do. Aaron and Red Snake looking to try and retake this bomb site from long, and now Zed and Windansky need to join in on the action from another angle as well, but Zed's all alone trying to take control of short. Not much he can do up against 2 terrorists, but Windansky's going to push the bomb site. Can he get a double? It's going to be Aaron to chime in with one of his own, but the bomb is finally going to get defused, and Powell gets, Ezio, sorry, rather gets caught out, and Team Infused winning this pistol, and they need to use this now, Jackie, as a foundation on which they can build.
Yeah, Infused have to keep that ball rolling. I mean, they've just not had a chance. Every time they've got a round, they never really get the follow-up. They never have that chance to keep the ball rolling. Choke have just come in and shunted anything they want to do immediately. So potentially, this is where they can spice things up. Going in for actually 2 P90 is a bit of an interesting choice. Not going for the extra cash, just going for that spray potential.
Kill coming out from Crucial. Now he's going to pull out just after he gets that nice first frag to give his team an advantage. Zed as well chiming in with the Pro 90 Max. However, it's going to manage to pick up something, but he too gets traded out by Crucial. And now the best Ezio can hope for is to try and fight on. It looked like there was one of the Infused players trying to knife him there as well. A bit of banter, but 12-5. 12-5
scoreline, and they are going to be going for that buy though on the Choke game inside. And potentially, this is where Choke can come in strong. The FAMA is still on Red Snake. It's not going to be that big of a deal. They do have a lot of utility on their sides. They can force Choke gaming out. They should be aware of what could really be going on right now. It just depends on if Choke is going to be lenient, potentially allow for an aggressive style of play coming out for Infused that we have seen time and time again. Infused love to also do what Choke gaming dropped to in there. They go for those aggressive style of play when it really is unnecessary, just to really just blow your mind.
Yeah, so Joe starting to make his way out of short with Max just alongside him. Bomb as well, looking to join in on Powell and Imi at long. So we could have a firefight start to occur between Aaron and Imi. Windansky's pulling out a CT spawn. There's got a funny feeling with about a minute to go. The attack needs to come in thick and fast sometime soon. And the smokes are going to confirm it. A is going to be the final destination. But no, they're actually going to drop down. Then they've now forced a rotation from Windansky over out of CT spawn. And Red Snake knows that there's going to be Choke Gaming players marching in towards his position. Gets one for mass kill, Windansky and Red Snake both joining in on the action with Crucial getting a kill too. And in the blink of an eye, the Choke Gaming push has been read like an open book. And they quickly all get absolutely massacred at mid.
Yeah, they're all going to get picked off. Imi, the last man standing, has to try and reclaim that bomb. He's aware of Windansky's position, firing through the box. He's so low, potentially just has to catch him here. Push from behind, and Windansky will finally go for the peak. Once his teammate was there to back him up, he gets picked off, and that is so unfortunate for Choke Gaming there. They've really committed everything. They've given it a all, going for that the A site fake, and just caught off at mid. Just a few shots here and there that have really just denied that round completely.
Red Snake was quite fortunate as well because he was rotating out the B bomb side, but he didn't go too aggressive. He just stayed at the B box. And then he managed just at the right time to catch the Choke Gaming players as soon as they rushed through double doors. Call came in, Windansky took a U-turn. And because there was no CT spawn smoke either, he got the kill to help out his teammate. But talking about his teammate, Crucial is one of them, and he needs to find some crucial kills here with the AWP. Gets one, gets the double before hitting the deck. Red Snake sprays down 1-2, Molotov down to stop a potential push coming in towards that bomb site. But very, very, very quickly, Team Infused deal with the eco attack from Choke, and they're building up a bit of bank here on the CT side.
Yeah, they really are, and this is the thing, Infused, as I was saying, they're so passionate when they get these rounds. This is what rejuvenate them. And now finally they've got a few rounds in a row. This is where, any sort of bad memories from that previous half, that's going to be out of the window. And you can have a look at the betway odds here. Just a bit of an incentive for any of you guys at home.
This is for the whole BO3, just to clarify to people. But hello, Windansky gets a kill, but somehow Imi has gone completely unnoticed, straight through double doors and straight out of the B bomb site. Powell, his right-hand man, who's going to look to avenge his death, and he's going to single-handedly take control of the B bomb site with Ezio alongside him. Fantastic play from Choke, but questions need to be asked, surely, Jackie, of the Infused defense. How can you let Imi do that?
Yeah. Crazy stuff coming out there. Mighty Max as well, holding mid. Windansky and Crucial, they're going to try and fall back. Just get out of there. Want to hold on to those weapons. Max could potentially capitalize here if he wants to try and get a little bit too big for his boots.
Bomb ticking. And Team Infused this round, probably, making the right decision. Opting to save the weapons that they've got in the bank. Crucial with that AWP as well. Don't think any of the Choke players will manage to hunt them down. So, step in the right direction for Choke. The only thing that worries me for Infused is Choke simply by winning that round put themselves only in a position where they only need 3 more rounds to win the map. So double up setup is something we see quite often coming out from Infused, but I'm surprised to see that Zed's actually that secondary AWPer.
Yeah, interesting choice there, but you never know. I mean, I thought more Windansky should be going for that potentially.
Exactly,
this is going to be somewhere in their master plan. Zed able to get 1 onto Ezio, though. They've gone for this fast B-style play. Red Snake chimes in as well, and Zed still trying to do that damage. They're holding them back. Joe's the last man standing on the site. He will get picked off, and somehow it's paid off for them.
Great play. And now Choke, economically, not really too strong. They might opt to force things up, but again, they're in a very comfortable position, so not really much point in doing so. Just stick to these Tech 9s with no armor, see what damage you can do, see how many sort of revives you can force out from the Infused players. It's worth noting that 1 AWP has been lost, We're talking about the AWP. Crucial is going to use his very, very well. And Red Snake and Zed over towards a B-bomb site will annihilate anyone coming their way. So solid round from Team Infused, and slowly but surely, you know, they're making their way back into this game on the CT side. Both teams so far have made this game seem incredible, this map, sorry, seem incredibly CT-sided. But if Team Infused win this one, then the comeback might be real, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you never know. The Galil on SEO, 9 on PAL, it's going to be a little bit of a deficit towards them, but it depends if they switch up their play style. If they're going to go for more of a, you know, really out of the blue, we've only ever really seen these aggressive fakes coming out from Choke. They either just charge in or they go for a fake. This is where maybe they could just, you know, try and switch things up a bit. Do what they were doing on the T side, the CT side so perfectly, where they were able to, on a dime, just go for different plays round after round. Especially Imi, he was crucial throughout that CT side for just some of the crazy stuff he was going for. The mid push, things like that, where they really just spiced it up and it worked so well for them. We need to see that level of initiative coming out from Choke on this T side.
So Crucial now in a great position to deal with what looks to be an attack from the short area. Or is it? No. They've actually decided to fall back towards B ramp. And this time around, they've actually put the smoke down towards CT spawn. And now alarm bells are going to be ringing for both Zed and Red Snake as the Choke Gaming soldiers come marching in towards the B bomb site. Bomb coming in from tunnels. Mighty Max decimates one as Ezio kills another. Bomb will now go down on the B bomb site. And this retake situation is going to be really, really hard for Team Infused. Crucial with that AWP. I mean, it's just not versatile enough to mount a retake on towards a B-bomb site when you're a man down.
It really isn't, and they are going to opt to just hold back, potentially finding frags from Choke Gaming, running towards that A site, trying to find some exit frags here, potentially going for some kills, and, you know, it's unfortunate that B site take that they were just going for, just building up the idea, time and time again, they're just going to push through. We're never really going to go for anything too interesting. This is where they switched it up, and Zed, it's unfortunate for him. He was actually even able to get the first pick onto the guy dropping through window, but that was all he could get, and that round really just stemmed from there. Everything crumbling through that B defense.
I think he had the silenced M4 and eventually ran out of bullets. You know, give him an M4A4 in that kind of situation, God knows what might have happened.
That could have been the difference maker as well. If he could have got that kill onto Max, that's when things would have changed.
Yeah, so far this game really has come down, you know, to the nitty-gritty of things, to the wire.
It's been so close. You know, if we look back at a few of these previous rounds, we've seen where it really does come down to 1 or 2 players every time.
So talking about a player, a very, very skilled player, Crucial is your man. Close to getting a kill, but not close enough. Eyes on that terrorist in Sniper's Alley. Zed at long as well, looking to get that opener with the AWP, but not going to happen just yet.
Taking it a little bit slower. It's potentially, if we look back, to be a repeat of something we saw coming out from Choke a little while back. Or maybe actually this time they're fully going to commit for it. Working their way towards short.
Crucial's repositioned again in that same position we saw him with the AWP in the last round. But Windansky, he's now pulled out of CT spawn, so he's going to be hiding on A ramp. This could be massive for Team Infused. The first point of contact for Choke is going to be crucial. They're going to be all eyes on trying to shut him down, and now that will allow Windansky to pop out of nowhere and join in on the action. He gets a headshot onto Joe. Red Snake's rotated in all the way from B and will join in on the action with a kill of his own. And to try and hold this bomb site now is going to be a very, very tough situation.
Yeah, it really is. SEO, the last man standing, he has to go huge here. He's in a 1-on-3. He's not in a too bad position really for him, but he will get pushed by Aaron. It's not going to work out. He will get picked off. But I mean, Infused, they're holding on barely. They keep just trying to claw themselves back into it. And, you know, 10-14, it's not too bad. They're finding their way back. And I did say this was going to be close. We've already got one half of that scoreline on the board. It just depends if Choke can really follow through here.
Choke Gaming opting to go for 2 Galils to give him a little bit more utility. Powell, their AWP player, as we saw on the CT side. And still, again, a single AWP setup from Team Infused. We haven't really seen him go back for that double AWP setup by the last round. Was that end up going down? But in general, Choke Gaming, again, taking this slow, sniffing around long, taking that catwalk control again, pushing onto short, flashing in. And you know what? If they actually mounted an attack off short towards the A bomb site, they could maybe catch out Red Snake all by himself. Molotov and nade A ramp, and who knows what might happen. He's falling back actually. They're playing more of a retake approach now, Team Infused. So they'll be able to plant the bomb here on the A bomb site Choke. They just, you know, they can't see what we can see, but if only they could just push that A bomb site, realize it's empty, get that quick and cheeky plant towards short, and then push some of their men down back to that point, it might go very well for him, but let's just wait and see how things unfold. Crucial's pushed up a tunnels, so that's why we see the rotation coming in from Team Infused a lot more now. Windansky pushing towards that A bomb site, and Red Snake as well repositioning. But Ezio somehow gets a kill, and now Team Infused, their plan is shattered.
Yeah, with Aaron backing off as well. Still holding long now from the angle, potentially going to be in a crossfire with Imi, but Imi was ready for it, shuts him down. Red Snake, he's going to try and capitalize, do what Aaron couldn't do, and he will be able to. The 2-on-3. Zed, look at this cheeky stuff, hiding on B side, but it's not going to work out for him. Finally getting picked off by Ezio, and it's all on Red Snake. Red Snake, this really is going to be a judgment call here. Are they just going to, try and hold back, play this for the overtime? Or is he just going to go in, just see potentially if he could hold on for another round?
Oh, well, Powell has dealt a bit of damage with that AWP, and that will confirm that Red Snake, well, does he want nothing to do with this B bomb site? They're all going to actually run into him, but Joe through the smoke just about saves the day for Choke. And, well, they've huffed and puffed of Choke, but they've finally got on that all-important match point. One more round is all they need on the back of that phenomenal first half from them. Team Infused mine up literally everything, spending every single dime. So many Molotovs coming out from them. I want to see how they start to utilize them, because these Molotovs can be really crucial when it comes to stopping nice, quick early rushes, and later on in the round as well to sort of run the clock down when you are on that CT side.
Yeah, that could really be the game changer. Imi there going for a smoke towards short box. He has been able to land it, so they can find safe passage if they do want to go for it. Smoke coming out there from Windansky as well, holding him off just in case they do try and switch their game plan up. He's going to be playing on that close range. Oh, they rush straight past him, but Joe will be able to capitalize. Shuts him down. Mighty Max claims on as well. That's Red Snake down and out. Crucial chimes in with the AWP shot onto Joe before his head gets ripped clean off by Imi. They're over on the B-bomb site trying to stop the push. He will get the bomb carrier picked off. That Molotov forcing him out of position though, as he's got to fall back and hold the close angle.
Mighty Max though, very, very low on HP. If Zed can pounce and quickly turn this into a 1 versus 1, who knows what might happen. It's a great positioning coming out from Zed, but he cannot kill him, and that is it. The Fat Lady has sung for map number 1 at least. Choke Gaming are going to be the victors. And, well, you predicted 16-14 in favour of Choke, and I guess based on that, Team Infused, they've fallen a little bit short.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I said really for me, Infused had to win Dust 2. Going on to Inferno, I reckon this is really going to be Choke's map, and Choke have done so much damage. They look so drilled. They're just a few rounds here and there where we saw a slight, little bit of miscommunication, few errors here and there that really, there's not much they could deal with. They look so strong, and just so many players going huge when they had to.
I mean, just, honestly speaking, Team Infused,
yeah.
They had little to no terrorist side, and even though they mounted things back up again on the CT side, they've just sort of given Choke Gaming so much of a buffer that it was just irretrievable in the end.
That's the thing, they had thrown so many rounds away where Infused just, well really, it's not even Choke were just excelling. Infused weren't playing spectacularly. They just kept making these silly mistakes time and time again and getting picked off, and it's a shame to really see him just get completely railed so hard there.
Because the rounds themselves, right, that Choke won when they were on the terrorist side weren't exactly spectacular. But they only needed to win something like 3 or 4 rounds on the terrorist side on a map like Dust 2, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly a difficult feat up against, any bog standard kind of terrorist side, which Infused pulled out. So it really, really ended up being quite an easy game for Choke Gaming. We mentioned this earlier on, that Team Infused's strongest maps are Dust 2, Mirage, and Cache. Cache was removed. We've got Mirage's map number 3. So Dust 2, out of Dust 2 and Inferno, the first 2 maps in this best of 3. It was going to be Dust 2 that Team Infused needed to win. They failed to win it, and now they're going to somehow need to pull something out the bag for Inferno, which is one of Choke Gaming's most strongest maps.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff come out from Choke on the online qualifiers on Inferno, and especially with this lineup, this is where I feel we're going to see some just, once again, really what we saw on Dust 2, just that crazy stuff, just really just aggressive style of play, switching it up on a dime, so organic Counter-Strike.
As well, obviously, Inferno differs quite a lot, map to map in comparison to Inferno and Dust 2, because Dust 2 is one of those maps where it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose your knife round on which side you start. But again, if Choke can win their knife round on Inferno, start on that all-important counter-terrorist side, build up a nice 10 or 11 round barrier, then win that next pistol, then, in a blink of an eye, Team Infused might find themselves with way too much of a steep hill to try and climb again. And, that's the point where heads start to drop. And at the end of the